bit more about this expected 2024 presidential matchup. Mercyhurst University senior political analyst, Dr. Joe Morris. Thanks so much for stopping by, Joe.
My pleasure.
Let's talk a little bit about President Biden's re-election campaign announcement coming out Tuesday, and then former President Trump's reaction to it.
Yeah, I mean, here we go again, right? Joe Biden, this was entirely expected that he would run again. Been preparing for it. Donald Trump has been preparing for it. But the Republicans in the short term are going to have their hands full. The field of candidates in the Republican primary is growing. It seems at a fairly steady pace. We expect Ron DeSantis to very soon enter the race. That's at least what we expect. Right. And the Republicans are going to have quite a battle on their hands, it looks like.
Okay, and the Democrats, are they going to have that much of a battle, or is it kind of a no-brainer?
Do you see anybody coming down the pike?
No, it's unlikely that the Democrats are going to have anyone but Joe Biden running, and which is a challenge, I think, for the Democrats. Joe Biden is a fairly unpopular president, even among Democrats, probably because he lacks the charisma that the last Democratic president had, Barack Obama. So he has an uphill battle to win the presidency, but it's certainly going to be an interesting race because, again, we're likely to see Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
And I think uphill battle might be a fair phrase to describe what Donald Trump has to go through in terms of the legal challenges he's facing along the campaign trail, theoretically.
Yeah, Donald Trump not only has to do better than the other Republican candidates to win the primary, he has to keep himself out of jail. And at this point, we have to remember that there are a number of investigations that are still open. He's already been indicted in one investigation, but there are two others that are very significant that are, I think, pose even more of a problem for him than the last one.
And through all of this, how do we get voters compelled to take action and cast their votes?
Well, I'm not a fan of hyper-partisanship, where the country seems incredibly divided, as it is today. But one of the things that I think partisanship is going to do for us in this election, where we have two candidates that are very unpopular, is it's going to motivate people to get to the polls. Because even if you're not a real fan of Joe Biden and you're a Democrat, he's better than the alternative, and the Republicans feel exactly the same.
Let's talk about Pennsylvania voters in particular. There's talk of moving up Pennsylvania's primary. Where's that stand, and what impact could that have?
Yeah, we went through about 2 decades of slowly moving primaries closer and closer to the start date. We called it front loading, and it was such a problem that in 2008, the Democratic Party felt compelled to address it, using Michigan as an example, penalizing Michigan for front loading. I am a little concerned if we begin that trend again. One of the nice things about this long stretched out primary process is that it gives us an opportunity to vet these candidates, to really get to know them, and allow them to, especially the new ones that we're not familiar with, to start off slow, but as we get to know them, they have a chance to impress us.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Your political analyst, I'm sure we'll have you back in on several occasions as we wind down the campaign
Wonderful.
trail. All right, thanks so much.